When we refer to the word proportions as artists, what we mean is size relationships. So for instance, if we use basic geometric shapes to think about the basic structure of this shoe, and I do something like this, say, like we saw in the drawing coach video. What we mean with proportions is the distance, say, from this point here, this edge, to, say, this edge, which is from one side of this shape to the other shape. So for instance, if I was going to draw this now, and here's my basic shape for the back piece of the shoe, and then if I went something like this, then my proportion is inaccurate, isn't it? Because it's way too long based on the reference photo. So you can see that the distance from this side of the shape all the way to this side of the shape is too long. So my proportion's a little bit off there. So to fix that, I would have to do something more like this. So that's the back piece of the shoe. And then remember, we also have to pay attention to angles when we block in basic shapes. And then the front of the shoe, there's a slight upward angle for that piece. Okay, so proportion. How big or like how wide is this center shape compared to the back shape? And then once I have that established, I can then start roughing in the more accurate contours, like again, like we see in the drawing coach videos, where we're paying more attention now to contour. Oop. So here again, proportion, like how big is the toe of the shoe compared to, say, like the middle of the foot, that area. Okay, so as artists, when we're drawing, especially from reference photos, we have to be aware of proportion. How wide something is compared to something else, or like if it's, say, this bird, how big is the bird's head compared to the rest of its body? So we saw that in the drawing coach video too, where he was drawing the bird with basic shapes. So if I use this circle to represent the bird's head, well then how much smaller is it than these other two shapes that I might represent, or that I might use to represent the bird rather. Okay, we're like this teapot here. How big is this knob on top compared to the lid? And then, you know, how tall is the lid compared to how tall the main body of the vessel is? Okay, so proportions. So you want to be aware of proportions when you're doing the initial geometric rough-in before you start to refine the contours.